She's throwing bears. It's a bear on the coin. Good evening. Wow, what a beautiful evening it is here in Lauderdale by the Sea. 84 degrees. Take a look at the evening sky. Of course, you know we're not facing the sunset. We're facing the opposite direction. But the evening sky rising from the east, obviously. Beautiful. Look at the clouds. I mean, just wonderful evening out there. Still quiet as hell here in town. I live in a tourist area in Lauderdale by the Sea. And usually this time of year, the beaches have got a lot of people, mostly from Europe, Canada, and all that. Not here this year, folks. I'm seeing some strange happenings here as far as the local economy goes, the tourist economy. But meanwhile, man, last year kind of kicked ass a little bit. I guess everybody was locked down, but last year was kick ass. This year, totally different. Well, it would be very explainable here. In fact, it is explainable. The reason that we're not seeing European tourists and we're not seeing a lot of the Canadians is because of dollar strength, because of the DXY strength. Dollar strength does screw with tourism. It does screw with imports and exports on a temporary basis. However, it has nothing to do with the price of gold and silver. Why did I talk about it? Well, tourism is dead right now. So, and I have a feeling that with the strength of the U.S. dollar, that our exports are going to go down as well. You know, what the stuff that we export to other countries. The exchange rate just sucks for Europeans and sucks for the Canadians right now when it comes to the U.S. dollar coming here. So we're going to see less of them probably in the next year or two until this kind of flattens out. And we see where the U.S. dollar and all these other currencies are going. Well, we know they're all going downhill, but besides that, well, let's take a look at tonight's video is going to be about, we're going to skip over all this. All this stuff is nonsense bullshit. I mean, take a look at this gold price. Again, one of the interesting things is it seems to be in the green like the Dow Jones S&P. And here we are again, except we did have some 1 and 1.5% increases earlier in the Dow Jones S&P, over 1% gains, while gold just a meager 0.14%, a couple bucks up overall, a couple bucks down, kind of sideways. But that market's broken. It has nothing to do with the stock market. It has nothing to do with the a dollar index or the CPI. I mean, overall it does. Long-term, medium-term, it does have something to do with the CPI because your overall trend for the dollar is downward. Fiat currencies always end up in the toilet, and that's the strength of gold and silver and platinum as a wealth preservation. But anyways, I digress. We're not going to talk about that. We talk about this all the time, every night. I get sick of it. We're not going to talk about the dollar index because the dollar index, the talking heads will tell you that it has a lot to do with the price of gold because, well, you know, yields, when yields pay more, when yields get into positive rates, you know, positive returns, that's, you know, no one's going to want to hold gold, but we're not even close to that point. Even if you were to adjust the CPI 50% higher, maybe double or something like that, and that's where interest rates and returns were actually going to go, then yeah, I'd maybe say that, but the CPI is even bullshit. The way they report it and the inflation rate that they're reporting is bullshit. So you can't rely on there's positive rates and you shouldn't buy gold. That's just bullshit. We're in negative rates, there's nothing you can invest in. Treasuries, bonds. People say, well, there's that I bond or something you could put $10,000 in. It's paying like 8-9%, maybe even higher right now. That's a good deal. No, it's not. You're still in a negative you're still in a negative world here. It's not matching what inflation is and has become, is currently, and probably will increase to. All right, so, all right, anyways, done with that. Just tired talking about it. We're not even going to talk about the spot prices tonight, which are kind of sideways. Look at that, 1652, 1653. Market's just open, but really not much of a range. What is that, 46, 56, $10, $15 range or something like that, and silver in that less than 50 cent range at 1875. Earlier in the market today, tonight's market's platinum holding strong at this $900 plus mark, and has been doing pretty well. Of course, you know my feelings on that. I've kind of been feeling like platinum is a tell. It's been holding on good at 900 plus. Well, and again, does that mean it's going to stay there? I don't know. It's just impossible to determine what these frickin' criminals that that determine these prices right here in the crooked paper markets are going to do tomorrow. So let's not talk about that either. What am I here to talk about? A call to action, folks. Mr. Ted Butler, I don't think I've ever seen him write this right here. Maybe he has, and I've just not seen it before. I do subscribe to his newsletter, and if anybody knows how the silver markets are rigged by, on the CME or on the COMEX markets and the LBMA markets, nobody knows better than Ted Butler. And he's basically doing I almost call it a call to arms, not a call to arms, it's a call to action. And let me read what Ted Butler just put out. And again, this is just a couple days ago. I think he give credit to SilverSeek right here. I believe he does a lot of writing for SilverSeek. I'm not quite sure what website that is, but pretty cool website. And this is Ted Butler, if you're tired of witness, and I concur with him, and I encourage you to do this, folks, pause the page, take the numbers down here that I'm going to show you here real quickly, but let me read what he says here first. If you're tired of witnessing silver and gold continuing to be manipulated in price, here's a no cost, he's right, no risk, high potential return action you can take that will only involve a few minutes of your time. Quite literally, there's absolutely nothing to lose and quite a lot of potential good to be had. Now, I hope all you folks out there in the Wall Street silver apes that are listening to me, and all you other folks that listen to other forums, spread this message around. And by the way, you can find this. I'm going to give you the URL right here. Again, I don't think you cut and paste that, but there's the URL. I don't think I can blow it up, but you can blow it up on your screen. Type that into your screen right there. It'll take you to this and forward this to your friends as well. All right. Again, you can cut and paste these addresses too if you do that as well. But definitely pass this around, folks. Very important. Pass it around to all your silver friends. Pass it around to other YouTubers in the comment section that they should write these people right here. Here's their emails. This is a great call to action by Ted Butler. And I keep saying I'm going to read it, so here I go. If you're tired of witnessing silver and gold continuing to be manipulated in price, here's a no-cost, no-risk, high-potential return action that you can take will only involve a few minutes of your time. Quite literally, there's absolutely nothing to lose and quite a lot of potential good to be had. The Commodities Future Trading Commission, the CFTC, of course, I've said they're worthless for quite some time. But, again, this doesn't cost anything to try this, and these are new people in here. Let's see what happens. Is the taxpayer-funded federal commodities regulator whose main mission is to prevent and root out manipulation and protect the public, something they haven't done so far. But maybe this new group may get the message here, especially if we get a big call to action out there, and a lot of us email these folks. I'm going to start my emails tomorrow. But here, let me continue. 4 of the 5 commissioners have only been in office for a little more than 6 months, and it's not clear that they are even aware that silver is manipulated in price on the COMEX markets. Remember, folks, I've been saying this for a long time. This is such a small market, the silver market, especially the physical market, and even smaller is the number of people that are aware of how these markets are manipulated. You folks, the folks that you folks that have been listening to me, and Ted Butler and other such folks out there in the YouTube Talking Head world, we've known this for some time, but we are such a small segment of people out there, folks. But we're growing. We're growing larger and faster, and you're seeing more mainstream writers writing about the silver the markets being manipulated. People that said it was never manipulated starting to, say, yeah, okay, I was wrong, it is, all right? So we're seeing that, folks. So we're seeing a great change, a great revolution in knowledge when it comes to people understanding how crooked and rigged the silver market is. I'm going to stick with the silver market. I'm sure the gold market's the same, as they point out. And then you wonder what other markets as well is rigged. But here, let me move along. You know how me, I can get sidetracked real easy. As Ted says, 4 of the 5 commissioners have been there not that long. And it's a good opportunity to ensure that this is an issue that they should be concerned about. So please, folks, all of you out there, and Ted Butler says this, and I say this as well, take the time to copy and paste the enclosed letter and email it to the address listed. If you would prefer using your own name and not mine, you have my permission to do so. So I think that's, you can put your name on this, and Ted just gave you permission to cut and paste this from his website, or you can just copy it from mine. But I recommend that, again, I've shown you the URL up here. Let me show it to you one more time. Copy that URL down, because you can't cut and paste it from a video, and enter that, and then you can cut and paste all this stuff and make your job much easier. But definitely, I think Ted's exactly right here. Again, if you prefer to use your own name and not Ted's, you got his permission to do that. But I recommend that you put your name down here, right here, in your email. It makes a little more validity. Put the town you're from. You know, you don't have to put your exact address, but I'll put Lauderdale by the Sea, Florida, Brian Kuzmar in mine, and and again, Mr. Butler gave you permission not to have to type the whole thing and talk about the whole complaint yourself, but to use his right here. Cut and paste. He's giving you the opportunity to cut and paste. Folks, it's never been easier. Great time to do this. I highly suggest you do this, and please pass this around, especially you Wall Street silver apes out there. Any of you Wall Street silver apes watching, pass this on the forums. Pass the different emails here and this letter right here. And I highly encourage you to do this. Again, this is a call to action. Not a call to arms to all you guys that have been stacking ammunition out there. Calm down, man. Calm down, guys. Call to action, which is totally different. And anyways, great thing that Mr. Butler's doing. He's got a lot of power. He's got this newsletter. I think that we can actually maybe create a small movement here, folks, if we can get this rolling. All right, well, that's what I wanted to talk about. And what do I talk about better? Ted Butler, I talked about him all the time. Better, I mean, not better. I'm saying, you'd think I was in love with Mr. Butler by the way I talked about him, and actually, quite frankly, I am. I'm in love with the way that he simplifies this crooked manipulation in the COMEX markets for the average person. That's why I always encourage you to read his newsletter at butlerresearch.com. Subscription about $30-something per month, I believe. Well worth it, especially if you buy and sell a lot of silver like I do, and or you are planning on investing a lot of silver, or you have a lot invested in silver. Highly recommend you watch him, because you got an investment and it wouldn't hurt to know exactly what's going on. You know, of course the game is rigged. Again, this is a Robert Heinlein quote that I talk about all the time, and I've shown you many times. Of course the game is rigged, but if you don't play, you can't win. And how do you win? You know how the game is rigged. You know how they play the game. You know who the riggers are, how they do their... All of a sudden, when you have this knowledge, you become a much stronger player. And really, it comes down to being a strong physical holder. But again, I digress. Again, it's easy for me to get off track, go down rabbit holes. Ted Butler, highly suggest you read his newsletter. Meanwhile, I've been showing you SD Bullion's webpage up here. Why? Well, you know, one of the things I do best is I tell you what the best deals are and what the best deals are not out there, or what the worst deals are. And I'll continue to do that. Not much has changed. What has changed, folks, and I'm going to get into it, availability. The availability of ounces and different things is just amazingly. I've been warning about it for a little while. Yesterday, I warned you about it, and great. I thought yesterday's video was good content, by the way. And I talked to a friend of mine that is supplies like millions and millions of ounces of silver and gold. Guy that very much in the know of things, explaining to me how tight the available silver market is out there, and retailable silver. It's just super tight right now. We're going to talk about that right now. SD Bullion, look at this. They do have some rounds on hand. What is the markup on those? And let me give you my little sales spiel here, by the way. If you live in South Florida, our brick and mortar store is Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. We're in Lauderdale by the Sea. We're open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I've been in that location since 1995, and I've been doing this since 1977, second generation dealer. Come by our store anytime. Our staff will take care of you. We'll beat the prices of SD Bullion up here. We'll beat the prices of ATMEX. We'll beat the prices of JM, the big 800-pound gorillas out there that buy, that sell gold and silver online. We'll beat their prices, okay? Again, that would be for not on everything they have, because I'm not going to carry a bunch of stuff they carry. Some of the fluff and some of the overpriced, in my opinion, overpriced premium products. I'm talking about meat and potatoes, man. Real gold and silver bars, the stuff that you should be buying, not overpriced premium stuff. But let me give you what they're currently getting. Let's say you're going to buy 100 of these 1 ounce rounds, $24.43. Let's see what their premium is currently. And again, the premium on 1 ounce is just crazy, $18.93. Remember, for some reason, ATMEX, JM, and SD Bullion pumped their spot ask prices up 10 cents, 15 cents higher than what I actually am looking at all the time. Don't know where they get that number from. Oh, 24, all right, I did an addition there. Plus 18.93. I should be able to do this in my head. 550 So if you're buying 100 ounces, you're going to expect to pay $5.50 plus. Of course, I can beat that price, like I said, and the prices of JM and Atmex as well. I haven't looked at them, but generally SD has been pretty much a very, very solid player in the market out there. And some people, and again, you've heard me say this 100 times already, but again, it's part of my marketing here, is that why do you show SD Bullion if they're such a competitive, good company? Well, because I can beat their prices. I'm local, and as far as our ConciergeBullion.com business, which deals with people that are dealing in larger quantities, I can beat all the prices on these large quantity deals on Atmex, SD, and JM Bullion, S&M Bullion. I can beat the prices of all three of these good, reputable companies that sell good, reputable products. I can still beat their prices, all right, and give good advice. Well, anyways, I'm going to get over that. Best deals out there are not silver bars. I want to show you something, though. Look at the what I've been talking about, just shortages out there, folks. The last night's video was about comics silver broken. Absolutely freaking broken. Comics prices are broken. The price discovery in the market is broken. There's no reason that silver should be at these prices when you have huge shortages out there. It just tells you that these markets are warped. And they're not warped, they're just crooked. And this crookedness has driven it to a broken place and where it sits right now, all right? But meanwhile, this broken market, it's like the gas pump. If all of a sudden the wheel inside, or the pro wheel inside, it's such how old I am, the program, the gerbils inside. If all of a sudden the gas station pumps all over the country, the programmer just started pricing it for $1 a gallon, and nobody was fixing it because some crooked bastard made it like that. That's exactly what's happening with silver market. You would just keep filling your tank up at $1 a gallon, probably fill a few tanks up. And that's what you should be doing with these obscenely, crookedly low prices in gold, silver, and platinum. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with it. But look at this top seller, pre-sale, top notify me. Look at this. Notify me. Holy crap. Look at all those notify me's. Notify me. When SD Bullion, and again, I'm sure JM and Atmex are having the same issues out there, is having problems even getting product. Ooh, that tells you something, man. Again, take a look at the prices for the product that they're getting. What are the best deals out there? And as I said, I will beat their prices on this, but I like to use their website as an example of the prices that I can beat. It's a good good way to be competitive, isn't it? Again, I love the company, love all these companies that I talk about, respect them greatly. I'm just a very competitive type guy, and I don't have the overhead they do. I'm also very diversified, so I don't have to make all my money just doing bullion. But maybe I'm just simplifying why I'm competitive and not giving all the right reasons. 10-ounce bars. Let's kind of see what they got out there. Add to cart. It looks like they've got a pretty good. Let's see, what are they getting? 224 and 10-ounce bars. Looks like SD Bullion just got some 10-ounce bars in, but like I said, I'll beat their price. But I want to see where they're at. 2240, and then we're going to do 1893. It looks like they're at around 350. They got a sale. This looks like their old secondary market bars. They can be scratched up or whatever they want to send you. Not your choice. That's probably a better representation of the new bars that they're coming in right there. When we get the old nasty bars in, we sell them the same way at those sale prices as well. I don't think I have too many in, so that's probably not a bad idea or not a bad price right there. 242, so let's say 2423. And you know why they do these sales? They can get your phone number and address and bug the shit out of you. No, I shouldn't say that. They're called loss leaders for you sale folks out there. For you people that know about marketing, they're called loss leaders. That's why they run sales. They instead of paying someone $10 for your name and address, or your name and information, and that you might buy precious metals, when you order something on sale from somebody because it's super cheap, they just save themselves $10 from having to buy your name on a list somewhere. That is true too. 2423. I'm going to use brand new in the box, brand new bars, not the secondary has-beens here, which aren't a bad deal. Trust me, they're not a bad deal when they're available. 24.23, and then we're going to use 1895. $5.28. Woo! On SD's own bars, SD Bullion. Well, anyway, don't get any better. It goes up from there. Again, I can beat that price. What are the best deals out there? Instead of just showing you everything on their page, I'm just going to tell you what the best deals are. I can beat their prices. And 100-ounce bars, still the best deal, depending on availability. The next best deal is going to be kilo bars. For some reason, I just stroked in a stroke of luck and happened to find a great supplier on kilo bars, and I can sell the shit out of them and really give a great price on them while I can still get them, all right? But again, across the board, I mean, take a look at just some guys like silver bars. This surprised the shit out of me. Look at this. No silver bars available by, again, look, notify me. So, folks, anyone that thinks that there isn't a silver shortage out there is not paying attention, or hasn't been for the last couple years at the very least. But, you know, if they don't notice it now, they're completely blind. Blind, I tell you. Yesterday's video, COMEX silver price is totally broken. I got a good amount of comments on that. You know what? I'm going to go down the bottom here. So let me go newest comments first. Evening report, by the way, folks. Cheers to everyone. Okay. Let's go down the bottom. Close your eyes if you get dizzy, because it makes me motion sickness too. All right, now my eyes are open. Here we are. God, those are all my videos, aren't they? Wow. Okay. Oh, 600, 700, 800 of them, whatever the hell I've done so far. Common Sense, what's up, dude? Eric Cortez, what camera's the live feed for the live feed? The live feed that I use, you can use John Pennekamp live feed. That's in the Keys, Pennekamp Park, great live feed. You can use the Miami Coral Cam, all right? I think it's called the Miami Live Coral Cam. And also, Deerfield Beach Pier has a great underwater camera as well. A lot of my viewers that watch my videos love the underwater cameras. They probably got it saved on their bookmark bar. And put it for a nice tranquil morning. Grab yourself a cup of coffee, or in the evening, grab yourself a cup of wine. Put it on the big screen, and the cameras are just awesome, cool to watch. Very, very relaxing as well. Okay, let's take a look here and see what else we got going. Tree Climber, what's up? Crimex for sure. Striving to make premiums great again. Silver close at 18, up 37. Still a bargain at these prices, absolutely. Good satire. Thank you, Silverliner. I appreciate it. Last night was my night for satire. Threw a few F-bombs off there as well last night, so if you got sensitive ears, oh, hell, you got sensitive ears. What the hell? Rick Corey, yes, he was. Basil 3, thank you, sir. I forgot. I remember I forgot Basil. I was talking about the Basil 3 agreement. I forgot the word Basil. And gold being a tier 1 asset. But anyway, thank you. I had a brain fart there. Thanks, Rick Quartz. SD has stock. Oh, that's kind of cool. SD has stock. Come on, let's take a look. SD Bullion stock. Let's see. SD Bullion stock. Are they a public company now? Really? I know JM is. SD Bullion stock. I'll have to look at that later. I don't see it right here. No, I don't think they're a scam. Come on, give me a break. All right, let me move along here. Interesting. I'll take a look at that later. Thanks, Kevin Dragon. Maybe in tonight's comments you can put their stock ticker symbol, or their symbol. We will all be shocked when the true price of gold and silver. Yeah, absolutely. Wake me up when 1,000 ounces are hard to get. That means the billionaire's fish is pouncing. You know, it's kind of funny. I talked to my friend that, again, is involved in selling millions, and I mean, when I say multi-millions ounces of silver and gold as well, he is, okay, physical. He's a physical wholesale distributor, and probably one of the top in the country, all right? Big guy. A lot of people know him, but again, don't want to bring up his name. And respectful, one of the most respected guys in the business for sure. He had, I mentioned that to him. I said, well, listen, when you get to the point where, let me know if you see 1,000-ounce bars getting rare. He says, yeah, that's a very good point, you know, because he understood that the premiums are up higher in thousands, but they're not really retail friendly in the slightest bit. They're not even wholesale friendly. Shipping is a big problem with those things, shipping and insurance. But no less, he said, yeah, you know, I'm going to look into that and see what the premiums are in those as well, because that would be an indication that the once premiums on 1,000-ounce bars start going stratospheric, then it's all bets are off. I think retail premiums are like $1.60 or more in 1,000-ounce or 900-ounce bars, whereas they used to be like 80 or 90 cents. So they basically doubled. So I mean, yeah, the bigger bars are up in price, but I'm not quite sure. I haven't looked in a month or so. Let's move along here. Omar, Redwood National Park. You got me on. You got me. Remember that video? The old game when you were a kid. You shoot. You got me. It reminded me of that. Come to Sequoia, definitely. I would love to do that. No pivot. They're gonna burn it down. Good point there, dude. Maybe the Fed is not going to pivot on this. Maybe they can't afford to. The plunge protection team seems to be running the same script as 2008. Yeah, sure it does seem that way, doesn't it? They're trying to support the stock market till after the election. The plunge protection team, I could see that. I could see that, but I think they have bigger reasons more than elections. I think they have the world's monetary or the dollar's credibility on their minds more than they do the credibility of this current administration or any administration. All right, that's my belief. But I think that they're going to continually prop the stock market up just enough to slowly let the air out of the inflated bubble that it is. Slowly let it out, rather than let it pop like it did in 2008, which was a much smaller bubble. In my opinion, I'm sticking with it. Price of metal must be hold down. This CB's don't want people doing flooding in gold and silver. Which yeah, that's true as well. I would not sugarcoat the golden price of silver. I don't sugarcoat. I do kind of sugarcoat the prices right now because they're beautiful. These are beautifully cheap, low prices to buy metal. It just makes me wish I had more dollars to throw at it. That's just my opinion. Linda, what's up? Oh, thank you. Nice compliment. Why wait for digital currency for gold? I could do it now with the bills we have. That's a good thought. Thanks, Brian. I'm saying thanks, Brian, to myself. Gary, what's up? Rusty, Rabbit, Attack, Bix Weir. Sorry, people don't really want to hear this. Yes, now Bix Weir is now saying the U.S. Treasury has an abundance of silver and flood the market once we go back to a gold standard. I'd have to disagree with Bix Weir. I think I've seen one of his. Is this the guy that sings and stuff like that? Or am I thinking of someone else? But they're all entertaining, man. I love all the YouTubers in the silver and gold market out there. Even though it may not always be on the same page necessarily, and there's different types of different folks, different strokes who like to listen to different people. I find that we're all on the same page with our love for precious metals. Not just our love for precious metals, but our understanding of it to many degrees. But we all disagree to some point on many things. You watch my shows enough to know that I disagree with a lot of the YouTube talking heads. Not a lot, but a few YouTube talking heads out there that push the confiscation narrative and that push other narratives that are really just, I don't know. All right, let me not go down that rabbit hole too as well. Anyways, I have to disagree with Bix Weir on that one right there. The U.S. Treasury has a bunch. I don't think the U.S. Treasury cares about the silver market really so much. I really don't. I think that maybe the gold market they would, because central banks own gold. They don't own silver. They have no interest in silver. I think a few people have made that point in the past. And on top of that, let me see. So, abundant silver flood the market. No, it just doesn't make any sense to me because again, I don't believe that they do have that large amount of silver. I think it's pretty easy to look and see if they do. I don't think they can hide it. If they have that amount of silver on hand, you should be able to go and find that data legally and without having to search for it hard. And if that was the case, I think we would all know that they're sitting on a bunch of silver. They just haven't minted it. Good subject, though. I'd like to know more about that if you want to make a comment in tonight's video, Rusty Rabbit, or let me know what Bix says about it. John Gordon, do you know the LBMA Comics gets physical silver with Silver 87? Interesting stuff that you've been mentioning, John Gordon, and I like what you have to say. Any of you other folks out there, please comment right here and let me know what you think of what John talks about with the LBMA and where the silver comes from and such and such. Thanks, John. Have a wonderful evening. Charles Yang, silver be around 16, gold at 15 is technical analysis against interest rate. Yeah, that's the narrative, Charles. I got it completely. Well, will they get it to 16 and gold 1,500? Yeah. Will premiums be super high? Yeah. Will it be a golden opportunity, so to speak, to even buy the stuff at fucking fire sale? How do you combine fire sale and dirt cheap? Dirt cheap, fire sale. What else would be another word to add on there? Giveaway prices, okay? Boy, I'd like to see it myself. I'll just find more shit to sell. more crap to sell and see if I can load up at those prices. But again, the technical analysis on interest rates is that the reason you don't want to own gold and silver or gold is because buying treasuries or certain bonds pay more than what the cost of living is, what the CPI is, and PPI or whatever, okay? A positive rate is what they call it, but we're still in negative rates, and as long as we're in negative rates, that's never going to be the case. You're never going to want to sell all your gold and silver because nobody's paying real rates, period. Nobody is. Nobody. And if they are, it's probably somebody like Bernie Madoff. It's a Bernie Madoff scheme. Banks trading amongst each others for the mirage. Ted Butler talks about that right now, what we may be seeing. It's possible what we may be seeing in the aftermarkets in gold and silver, if we were to look at the 24-hour gold and silver markets, is that we may be seeing, sorry, I need to move that away from you, didn't mean to do that in your ear. The aftermarkets, we may be seeing what they call painting the tape, is where they trade amongst themselves and make it look like there's activity moving upward or downward. And that very well may be the case because, again, I looked at the 24-hour markets here in gold and silver, and it looks like the overnight markets are just fucking so phony looking. It's just phony. You can smell it from a mile away who's causing these down markets. All right, don't get me going. Again, up here says you sound cynical. No, really? Thanks, Darren, Atheist and Anarchist. James, I really appreciate that. Cool comments there. Brian, how do you pay for my American Eagles? How much do you pay for? I just sold mine at $10 wholesale. Not retail. I don't want to sell them retail. I sold off all the ones I had left over here at 10. I think I paid between 8 and 9, depending on the quantity. If you got enough quantity, I don't mind working on $1 an ounce. You know what I mean? But usually $1 or $2 an ounce. And I think again, wholesale buy prices are in that $10 range, give or take 50 cents a dollar, maybe. I hope that helps. Stock, yay, what's up, Wellco Services? You be well as well. Be well as well. Michael Matthews, strawberry grouper last night. You're absolutely right. Michael Matthews, you always make me want to take a sip of something here. Hang on a second, with your coffee cup there. Hey, cheers to everyone. I notice that bullion deals get less and less bullion every month. Yep, that's true. Since 2016, you are very observant. You are a very observant fellow there, Daniel, because you're absolutely right. Since 2016, I've seen a decline in available product out there, and it's getting even worse right now. Wow, great observation, sir. And that's, again, that's something I do for a living. The fact that you've seen this is pretty incredible. Good call there. Oh, what a beautiful evening out there. Mark Hall says, hey, Brian, I don't want to be a wise ass. Sure you do, Mark. But why buy silver and gold if the market is rigged and may never get fixed? That's a question because it sounds like I'm mumbling and stumbling here. I'm trying to find the easiest, shortest way to say this. They can only do it for so long. Again, at some point, they've got to have the silver to back up these COMEX markets. They've got to have the silver to make delivery. They've got to have silver for manufacturing. And I think that they've screwed these prices so low that the above ground availability, we're especially seeing it in the retail and the wholesale markets, is going to spread into the manufacturing markets and elsewhere. And again, that's going to really screw the paper markets pretty damn badly. I mean, look what it did. Great example of this is what happened in the nickel market with the LME. Basically, they didn't have they couldn't cover the position. So basically, they closed the whole trade out. And what did that do? It ruined the credibility of that particular casino. And remember, these markets have to trade on some casino, but when that casino's credibility is shot, everything changes. There is a good possibility that COMEX doesn't want their credibility to go out the door like the LME did with the nickel market, not to mention the huge lawsuits that are going to happen along with that. And may I also mention CFTC. Call and write the CFTC, folks. I put the address up here, and where did it go? Stand up to this stuff. Ted Butler says stand up and make a difference. I 100% agree. Please don't forget to do this. Very important. You can write them here or you can email them here. Here is the letter that you can use. Again, just cut and paste it. You can't do it on my video, but if you go to Ted Butler's website here, if you go to Ted Butler's, where it is right here, And can I blow that up there? No, I can't blow that up. You can blow it up on your page and copy that and then put that in your browser. You can go there and get this yourself. But folks, please do this. It's really, really important, I think. This call to action that Ted Butler's putting out there, I'm going to definitely stand behind him with this and do everything I can to regularly mail out these emails. And by the way, I also think I'm going to give up some phone numbers and emails of the people in the CME group that I personally have myself, because I'm done. They don't answer my emails anymore, and so maybe it's time for you guys to start helping me do this. All right, let's move into, again, call to action, not a call to arms. Put those ARs down, damn it. Call to action. Big difference there, folks. Just my 2 bits. You should post some of your posts over on. I do. Or do I? Hang on a second. Is that where I'm at? Yes, I do. Right there. And just in case, you never know. Thanks, Nugget Hunter. But I am there. I'll show you in a minute what my. Well, it's basically commercial rare coins. National Defense Authorization. Cabinet Secretary require materials necessary to accomplish defense requirements. Interesting. I'm not quite sure where you're going with that, but is that you're talking about silver, maybe? All right, Don, thanks for commenting. Thanks for everybody that watched my video last night and watching tonight's video. Please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, that little bell that's somewhere up here that I can't find on my page here. Well, I can't like my own shit, can I? I guess I can. Yeah, I can like I'm going to like my own stuff. But I can't hit a bell on my own page. But somewhere on your page is a bell. Lets you know when my new videos are coming up. Like to thank everyone at Reddit, Wall Street Silver Group. Oh, you silver apes, you guys are awesome. Keep stacking. And please, 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 I can't go back to this website enough. Pause my video here, copy that URL right there, cut and paste this stuff right down here, and please write to these people. Please, please, please. There's, again, take you 2 minutes to do, all right? There's a letter that you can put your name at. Ted Butler gave you the permission. You can add your own stuff in there as well. It's important, folks. We need to let these people know that we're watching this crooked bullshit going on, and that someone's watching them, and we'll hold them accountable someday on this stuff when shit does hit the fan. They can't say they didn't know about it. When we told them in 1,000 fucking emails. All right, I said it. That's it. Thanks, Wall Street Silver Apes. And by the way, someone else said, hey, I should be on there, and here we are. Been on here for a little while. You can catch us here as well at Commercial Rare Coins. Hit that subscribe button. Don't have a lot of subscribers. Well, I don't have a lot in YouTube either, but don't have that many here. But I suspect that might change. Might be good for you just to go there and subscribe to my page, just in case I say something that they may not like in this particular format. You never know. They are weird like that sometimes. Hey, think for yourself, folks. Always question authority, and that's been my theme for the year pretty much. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial, well, let's say ConciergeBullion.com. We are a not an online service like you see with APMEX, SD, and JM Bullion, who we advertise to be. We do bullion deals over the phone, old-fashioned ways, using old-fashioned secured shipping methods and wires and bank transfers and stuff like that. We will beat the prices of all the big boys out there. So if you live anywhere in the continental U.S., come to ConciergeBullion.com, where you can find our contact information, or you can pause the page right here and write this number down, which is 954-302-2046. Our sales, we have to limit ourselves to 100 ounces of gold, 2,500 ounces of silver per customer. And if you're not buying that much and you live in the state of South Florida, come see us at Commercial Rare Coins. This is our in precious metal. This is our brick and mortar in Lauderdale by the Sea. We're open 10 to 4, Mondays through Fridays. We sell anywhere from $1 worth of silver to $1 million worth of silver, or millions. Same thing with gold as well. You can buy a couple bucks worth of gold and millions as well. We don't have any limits at Commercial Rare Coins. This is our brick and mortar store. Again, we don't have an online selling service, folks. The logistics and the ability to do that is just something I don't want to do right now. Again, it takes a lot of work to do an online selling business like APMEX, JM, and SD Bullion. I respect those guys. Even though I beat their prices, I do respect them. But what they do is not that easy. Trust me. It's not an easy thing to do. That's really about it. And hey, thanks for watching, folks. I will talk to you tomorrow. Let's see what happens in tomorrow's markets. And I'm going to just leave you with the handsome face of Ted Butler right there, and his quest and my quest to make the CFTC hear our arguments, and not our arguments, but hear our grievances. Stand up and make a difference, folks, like Ted says. And please write these CFTC people. Hey, thanks. Have yourself a great evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.